All right, so today we are going to work on Microsoft Word lesson 5.6 called The Hunger Games. Okay. In this lesson, you will type a summary about one of today's hottest book and movie series, The Hunger Games, and replace text within the document. So, in our instructions, step 1 is to create a new word processing document. So I'm going to come to my Windows key and I'm going to open up Word. Okay. I'm going to create my split screen by clicking this little box up here. Now I can move both of my screens to fit my monitor. Okay, I'm going to click New Document. Okay, unless otherwise stated, use the default font and size of the word processing software being used. So I'm just going to leave it exactly how it opens up. Number 3 says change the line spacing to single with no additional spacing after or before the paragraphs. So I'm going to come here to my line spacing tool, line spacing options, and I'm going to change my line spacing options to 0. Okay. Step 4, save the document as Hunger. So I'm going to go File, Save As, Browse. I'm going to go to my H drive, and I'm going to save it in Word. So let's name it Hunger. I'm going to click my Word folder so it saves, open my Word folder, and save Hunger in that folder. Okay, number 5, on the first line of the document, type your first and last name and then hit Enter. Okay. Type the activity number and title 5.6 The Hunger Games, then hit Enter twice. Since it's a title, I'm always going to make sure to capitalize each first letter of every word. Okay. Now, number 7 says type the article exactly as shown in figure 5.6a. So 5.6a is down here, and we are going to type this exactly how it is seen here into our Word document. Okay, now we have to remember that these are paragraphs, and so at the beginning of each paragraph, there is going to be an indentation, and this is what we will use our Tab button on the keyboard for. So I'm going to start my first line. It says, book trilogy becomes a phenomenon. Okay, now I'm going to click Enter to start my next line, and if you notice here, there's an indentation right before it says The Hunger Games. So I'm going to use my Tab button on my keyboard to make my paragraph indentation, and I'm going to start typing. The Hunger Games. Okay, so now that I am done typing up everything that is right here in this figure, my Microsoft Word document looks like this. Okay, notice that in the beginning of every paragraph, just like it looks here, I use my Tab key to indent. Okay. So now step 8 says, find and replace the words provided in the table below. Be careful not to replace Jennifer Lawrence with Miss Lawrence. Okay, so these are the words we're going to find in Microsoft Word, and these are the words that we're going to replace each of these words with. So your Find and Replace tool is right here. So we're going to click Replace. Now, if you're wanting to find and replace whatever you found, this is what you'll use. If you are just wanting to find certain words in a large document, you can use this, and it's very helpful. So the first word in our table is The Hunger Games. So we're going to find The Hunger Games, and we're going to replace it with The Hunger Games in all caps. Okay. Now to replace, every single time the Hunger Games is placed in the document, you will click Replace All. If you just want to do it one time, you will click Replace. So all done. There were 9 times that the Hunger Games was typed in my document, and I replaced all 9 of them. Okay, now I'm going to find Lawrence. I'm going to replace it with Miss Lawrence. Okay, and I'm going to replace all. And Lawrence was in my document 5 times and replaced 5 times. Okay, now I'm going to find book and replace it with novel. Okay, and there were 4 replacements. Okay, now I'm going to find movies and replace with films. And let's just see what happens when we just click replace. Okay. It will give you each time that movies is stated in the document, but this time you can see them one by one. I'm going to click replace all. Okay. Now we're going to type in occupation or find, and we're going to replace occupation with career. Replace all. Okay. I'm going to go back into my split screen. All right, so now it's time to carefully proofread for accuracy. Okay, I do notice I put a space between citizen, comma, the comma, so I will change that. Okay. Be sure any changes have been saved, and now I'm going to save my file where I always save it, back in my Word folder, and you can tell right there that I saved it in the correct spot.